Hello, it's High Priestess Jamila. Hello, happy witching hour to y'all. All right, happy witching hour. This is High Priestess Jamila. So I wanted to come and do a little bit of explaining from my knowledge base as far as my understanding of things when it comes to uncrossings, reversals, and return to senders, because they are actually three different things. Okay. So, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the month of March. Now, y'all do realize that this month is named for the planet Mars. So, that's why they call it March Madness. It's usually crazy during the month of March, and it's already been crazy. So, yeah, but it's a good month though. It really is. It's a good month. So, if your birthday is this month, happy birthday to all of my Pisceans out there. Um So let's talk about a uncrossing. And so an uncrossing is going to be different from a reversal. An uncrossing typically involves more so unbinding you, which a reversal can involve the same thing, but not really, because it depends on what's going on. Uncrossings is really for if you are needing to detach from something, because the truth of the matter is that there are spirits, entities, things that may attach to you. So that's why it's the same thing at my company. It costs the same. Okay. So it's pretty much the same thing. For example, if someone wanted to feed off of you, that means that what they're going to try to bind themselves to you. Okay. Bindings are not just for love. Bindings can be used to just attach yourself to somebody in some kind of way so that you can either be used, fed upon, or either just pretty much kicked around. There are some people that, and, there are some people and some practitioners that, they just like to bully people. This is all about the personality type. And, they may pick you out or choose you to try to do all these little nasty things too. So, in unbinding, whether or not that person knows it or not, because sometimes you can unbind yourself from somebody and they not even know it. They don't even realize that, you know, you pretty much have no connection. So what are you doing? But they'll still, they don't realize it, but that, to me, that's what an uncrossing is, more so for somebody that attaches themselves to you. A reversal is more so to reverse a curse. So if you are unbinding yourself from somebody or uncrossing yourself, you're not going to be doing a reversal. This is where you have everything that you want. You got your money, you got your job, you got your man, you got your husband, whoever. You got everything that you want. You satisfied. But then you got somebody on the outside that wants to attach themselves to you. Bam, you're going to need to uncross yourself. If that person is doing things, or if they've caused any problems, or if anybody has caused any problems, then you just have to reverse it. Okay. Now, a reversal is basically kind of like, it's still reversing a curse. It's still but everything is not a curse. Sometimes it can be a lie that somebody told. You can reverse that. You don't always have to battle. You don't always have to battle spiritual work with spiritual work. You can actually battle the mundane, because a lot of this stuff is mundanely being done. Like, for example, if somebody goes around saying that you're a slut and they saw you at a party having sex with 500 men, This is something that would be a lie, but it would obviously still affect you. Um, it's not witchcraft, technically. It's not witchcraft where somebody actually sits down and does a curse on you, but it's more so of a mundane type of curse, which is actually much weaker, but can still have a very nasty effect on you. Okay. So in that case, you have to reverse it. Okay. Depending on if the person is attached to you in some kind of way and won't leave you alone, then your practitioner would need to uncross you from that person. You'd have to be uncrossed because that person is attached. And that's a specialized type of situation that takes longer. It takes longer if a person is trying to constantly attach and bind themselves to you in some kind of way. Okay. Which usually you can tell. People like that are usually going to be your stalkers. They're very obsessed about you. They're constantly watching your social media. They're constantly talking about you in social media, being weird. Okay. Now, this is where things get a little complicated. Return to sender. Sometimes it's not advisable to return to sender. I think spirit is going to let you know. Sometimes it's not worth it. In our universe, we have what we call a void. There are some things that you can just send into the void. So, for example, if it was a bad situation that you were in, you may send something back to somebody, and then that will cause them to stalk you. So sometimes it's not advisable to do a return to sender. It just depends. You don't always have to reverse something and return it to sender. Because when you return something to sender, some people will send it back. And people are always going on and on about protection. A lot of the times, and what a lot of experienced practitioners have found out, these are people that have been practicing for a gazillion years. What they have found out is that protection is not always the best. It's not, because people can remove your protection. Any protection can be removed. I'm not going to say how, but it can be removed. Okay. And so I think that's when you start going into more advanced things like graveyard dirt. If somebody will not leave you alone, if somebody just, I mean, they just don't want to go. Some people go straight to graveyard dirt. And this is cemetery dirt. You don't take dirt from a person's grave, you take it from the cemetery. Okay. And you always repay the spirits. Basically, what graveyard or cemetery dirt will do is it will help something to die, not the person, but whatever their obsession with you is. And so in that case, and still, because some people can stay obsessed with you until the day they die. If you've got that kind of situation going on, please don't feel depressed and sad. Don't feel some type of way about yourself, even as a practitioner. If a person just won't leave you alone, what you can do at that point is you can assume that they're a psychopath, and you just kind of roll with the punches. You know what I'm saying? You make sure that their energy doesn't touch you. There are some people, they're going to sit there every single day of their life, try to throw things at you every single day. That is when you have to do warding. See, warding and protection is two different things. And you can constantly ward off somebody's intent, because then at that point, how can they affect you? So then that at that point, you have to change the way that it affects you. Now, some people would handle that in different ways. Some people will literally have their spirits eat that person. And that means that they will literally start to take the life force from that person, which slowly over time will break that person down to the point where it'll almost be like they're spiritually dead. Okay. Now, another thing is hot foot powder. Hot foot powder, depending on who made the hot foot powder can definitely work. Again, these things do not happen overnight. To get rid of somebody that is stalking you can sometimes take years. People get confused. I've seen that assumption when people ask who they should get it from if they don't have anybody. I'm just like, slow your roll, because if they didn't ask, they would have did it. You mean like who they get it from? Who they should get it? Are you talking about graveyard dirt? Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've been on Etsy, and I was tempted to buy some graveyard dirt from, like, it was, I was tempted, but I didn't. Spirit said no. Right, Spirit said no. It was literally graveyard dirt from a millionaire's grave, and I was like, ooh, I was like, what's that? And Spirit said, no dice. You are not buying that. So yeah, you're not, just simply getting cemetery dirt will work. If you're not by a cemetery, you can actually put your intent in certain things, um such as dead sea salts. You know what I'm saying? It comes from the Dead Sea. That's why they call it dead sea salts. So, you can use that as well. There's many alternatives, you know what I'm saying? If you're kind of squeamish about using graveyard dirt, but sometimes it's necessary. Also, another thing, if somebody just won't leave you alone, you can actually put them in a little tiny coffin and bury it in a cemetery. Again, I think it depends on how that person is affecting you. Me personally, if somebody is stalking me, I'll hold up my deuces and be like, hey, have fun with that. Sit over there and talk to yourself. Because you got to get to that point at some point. Because some people are just mentally ill. I'm just listen, listen, and practitioners can be mentally ill. Just because somebody practices the craft doesn't mean that they are of sound mind, body, and spirit. They can be a total psychopath. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've seen it. In that case, if you have somebody that you really want to get rid of, but yet they know about the craft and they keep sending stuff, you can actually start to send that stuff into a void to where you don't send it back to them. I think it depends on what spirit wants, because sometimes spirit needs people to learn lessons. Sometimes people need to learn because they can be very delusional, you know. Yeah. And then some people are just frauds. I'm not saying that everybody that participates in the mundane, I think that we all do. For me to call it actual spiritual work, no. That's just like if somebody, I've seen people, like, as soon as they light a candle, they get to striking, in social media. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so and so and so and so and so. Well, why can't you just do that? Why can't you do your work without saying it in social media? Why do you have to come online and try to communicate directly with that person in some kind of insulting way? To me, that proves that you have no power. So there's certain things that I see that I'm like, oh yeah, deuces, you know what I'm saying? But you don't always have to return to sender. Okay. In fact, sometimes it's better for you to not return to sender. It just really, really depends, because spirits definitely let me know, like, now you need to send this back to that person, because that person needs to learn. That person needs to deal with their own crap. Because a lot of the times people are just projecting. They're projecting their own pain and suffering and their own experiences to other people. If somebody is doing something like that, then you definitely should return to sender, because nobody else should have to carry your burdens and your stigmas, straight up and down. You know what I'm saying? So if that's the case, then yeah, but in I would say probably about 50-50. You don't have to send the stuff back. You can send it into the void. There is a such thing as a void. There's actually a couple of deities that represent a literal void. Okay. I don't really know who they are because I haven't, I'm gonna have to research it. You know, I think pretty much God herself or himself, whether or not you believe that God is a woman or a man, I personally feel as though there's yeah, I think that source is both male and female, like as a combo. Um, I think that eventually God themselves will eventually get a person that just won't leave you alone, just constantly chitter chattering, and it's very weird, you know what I'm saying? And there's so many ways of dealing with that. This is one of the reasons why, listen, a lot of people don't understand. Believe it or not, you got to deal with, because when you think about it, when you think, God dang, you ever have an ex and your ex is stalking you, and it's like, whoa, it's been 5 years now. You're still stalking me. Whoa, whoa. Or either you've been going through something for years and years. And see, that is related to time because you're thinking, damn, it's whenever you think to yourself, time is ticking, time is going by. Too much time has went by. Goodness gracious, you looking at your clock, you know, that's when you have to go to the God of time. Who is the God of time? Chronos. Who is connected to what planet? Saturn. So, it's many levels to this. And so a lot of people don't understand, well, why would you work with the dark side and da 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 da? Listen, sometimes you have to do that. Okay. Sometimes you do, seriously, because a lot of people are just like, oh, love and light and the angels and no, no, no. I'm sorry, I had to sound like that movie Get Out. I think I'm gonna watch that movie. I ain't seen that movie in a minute. Y'all remember when the black lady on there, she was like, no, 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 like she was petrified. Good Lord. Um, but yeah, sometimes you do have to, go and say, hey, time is a ticking here, time is of the essence. At that time when you start to feel delayed but not denied, and then you get tired of feeling delayed. Yeah. That's why I try to do a lot of my road openers and uncrossings on Saturday. Now, I've been thinking about it and I'm not sure because, of circumstances on YouTube. I've been thinking about coming on here and talking more about planetary magic. And as far as like using the planets and understanding what the planets are doing. Like, for example, uh, I think, which one was it? I think it's Venus. Venus is it Venus? No, it's Saturn. Saturn was in Capricorn for 2 years, for the past couple of years, actually. Saturn just moved in to Aquarius just in January. It just moved into Aquarius. To me, that's a bad thing, but you can still work with that energy. Okay. You can still work with it. It's work wittable. I don't know. It depends on who it affects. Because because a lot of people that I've even talked to today, they're like, and these are new people. These are not people that I've been working with for years. These are new people. They're like, dang, I could have swore it January of 2023. God dang. No, there's some people, they do the latch on, you know. I'm thinking about it. I've been extremely busy. I got a lot going on, students, clients. So, I really, but I will, because I've been looking. I've been looking at the position of Saturn a lot because I feel like there's a lot of things that I personally feel that there's a lot of things that have been going on that should have been done past by now. Like there's no way. Like there's just no stinking way that this could still be happening. Like really? Like wow. Okay. So I've been looking at Saturn a lot, but pretty much looking at all of the planets, but I know for a fact that Saturn was in Capricorn for 2 years. Now it's in Aquarius. So that what that actually what I just saw the bright side of that. Aquarius is connected to the planet Uranus, and Uranus, those energies would be good for a lot. So I think that it's slowly things are like undoing themselves, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, oh my god, are you kidding me? Like stop it. No, but yeah, I don't want to get too far off from or to deviate away from what I was talking about. There is a difference. You don't have to return something to sender. In fact, a lot of the times, especially because everybody's curses does not involve spirits. Um, but especially if it's involving a spirit, you don't want to send that spirit back to the person because then that spirit can just be sent back to you. It can just be sent back like, oh, okay, they sent it back. Let me send it back. And then the next thing you know, it's just happening over and over again. Now, spirits will get angry at the conjurer. I've seen that happen. Spirits will get angry, they will get upset, and they will start to attack the person that is like, what are you doing? Like, I'm not like this person keeps kicking me out. Why you keep sending me to this person? And that happens. That happens a lot. Like, no, I'm not going back to that person. I'm out. Or else I'm gonna attack you. No, I'm it happens because sometimes it will be a spirit. It depends on who you're dealing with. I'm not afraid to talk to spirits. If I pull a spirit out, a spirit that has been bothering a client, I will command that spirit to go back and torment whoever sent it and then go. Maybe sometimes I'll say, go back and torment that person for several days or several weeks or several months or several years and then go to hell and then go into the void. Okay. It just depends. And they will do that, and so then they have to go to a different spirit, but then all of a sudden the spirits are just piling up instead of them just kind of leaving you alone. Okay. So yeah, it's that too. But anyway, I hope that this helps some of you guys. Hang in there is all I can say. Is hang in there. You're gonna be okay. Keep calm, relax, straight up and down, relax, and try to get out of the habit of allowing people's words and phrases to hurt you. Just keep calm and relax is all you can do at this point, because there whatever it is. And you know I am one of those types of people that will totally disassociate myself. I will, and I like it that way. It's like, you know yeah, I will, and it's actually good to be that way with certain folks. So, I'll get into my mode to where I'm just like, I don't care. Yeah, I don't care, and people want you to care. People want you to be emotional. People want you to be upset. They love people. Let me put it this way. Immature people are like children that are just like, I want to push a button and I want to see if I can upset you, which is very childish. So, just keep your head above the waters is what I would say, and just hang in there. Okay. Keep your head clear as much as possible. Um, and don't let people get to you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the of course witchcraft does work on the mundane. And the mundane would be, for example, and I don't do this. I don't just pick people out to curse them. You have to do something to me. Like I can totally just go and randomly choose somebody and curse the whole entire shit out of them. I don't do that. And people got to learn to not do things just because you can. I think it's all a part of growing up in maturity. Um, even when you're going to see these spiritualists, you don't just you like chill out, relax, because you know that's gonna get you. Eventually, it's gonna get you. But I would say just relax and chill out and separate yourself as much as possible. That's why it's important when you are doing a reversal to do also an uncrossing. A lot of the times people have literally attached themselves to you spiritually. They have that will attach to you so that they can bring them back either information or either energy. Okay. So just make sure that you are unbinding yourself from people. You wouldn't believe it. I realized that 3 years ago, Spirit said so and so binded themselves to you. I said, what? Like, yeah, they bind. Like, why? Who knows? Some people just, they do, like I said, they do things just because they can. I mean, think about it. You can go and walk across the San Francisco Bridge and jump off. Are you going to do it? No, you shouldn't do it. You can go to Niagara Falls and jump into the river of Niagara Falls. Are you going to do it? So why do things just because you can? So yeah, and you know what? This is sort of the side effect, like a temporary side effect of the age of Aquarius as witchcraft moves towards the mainstream. It looks like it's not, whether or not Christians want it to or not, that's what the world wants. The world does not want that anymore. So Christians are really fighting against that. No shade to y'all. Y'all know a lot of my clients are Christians, Catholic. I love y'all. But, as far as the agenda worldwide, they're trying to stop it. It's not going to stop. But one of the side effects of the age of Aquarius, of the awakening, is people practicing witchcraft, dabbling in it, that probably shouldn't be. That's one of the irritating parts of the things, the fact that, people that are using things to do harm to people that don't necessarily deserve it. Like, why would they do that? They crazy. They got problems. But I think that what gets them in the long run is that they totally ignore their real enemies. So while they messing with you, they got somebody point they while they are pointing 10 blades at you, they got 1,000 pointing at them that's going to eventually catch up with them. Okay. So you can absolutely, everyday problems that you may have with people that don't practice, because there's a lot of people that don't practice witchcraft, and they can do just as much, if not more damage to your life as people that don't practice. So I'm not always reversing the negative effects of a curse or root work. No, that's a that's not what I'm always reversing. Sometimes it's just the mundane. Okay, which the mundane would be a lie, a rumor, things of that nature. Witchcraft can help you with. Okay, which those cases are a lot easier. Okay. So yeah. It is. It's very disrespectful. It is. It's very, very disrespectful. It's very disrespectful to claim that you're divinating something and you don't truly believe that that's what you're seeing, but you're saying it just, for example, that's just like it's just like a police officer planting a drug on somebody. A person that, whether or not they're a real psychic or not, or just for the sake of just winning some kind of thing that they're trying to win, which nobody understands what it is. They can't just say, oh, I'm a psychic and I saw this, and they know they lying, but they're still just going to say. And some people don't know. Not knowing something, not knowing that you're doing something wrong, does not stop the karma. It doesn't stop the justice from happening with that other person. So you can't say, oh, well, I thought I was really seeing that, so well, you shouldn't have said it if you didn't know for sure. And then also reading people, just you just constantly trying to read people. You ain't supposed to be doing that either, just constantly trying to read people. And that's what a lot of these people are doing, and they are totally in left field. Totally don't. Like it'd be like, really? Was that a reading? Was that your psychic expertise or whatever, when it's totally far from the truth? And so psychics have to be careful with that. If you've made a mistake about something, you have to admit to it. You can't just say, oh, I said it and I'm not going to take it back, because you think as long as you say it over and over again, it's going to make it the truth. And it's not. So you can't, that's just like a police officer saying, oh, I'm going to go plant drugs on somebody, and because I'm a police officer, I'm going to get away with it. And they do. I've heard of that happening to people, which sucks. I would never be put in that position ever, but I've heard it happening to people. But I think that in a sense, psychics and people that are divinating certain things, they are held up to an even higher standard. They really are. Yeah, Brianna, they are. So a person can't just say, well, I can see this and I can see that. You didn't see nothing. You saw what you wanted to see. Right? You saw what you wanted to see. So you have to be careful with reading people. And that's why, can I just say this, I don't know. Listen. I've read about trickster spirits. I've seen trickster spirits at play, and the way that they can sometimes trick and set a person up, and it can be pretty bad. So just make sure that you are truly not taking advantage of that. And especially people that lie and say, I'm a psychic, and they know they're not a psychic. There's no way you could be a psychic. There's no way. Okay, at all. But they're saying that they're a psychic, and they're not. You know what I'm saying? And they're just saying things, just for the sake of argument. You're not supposed to do that. I have a lot of respect for the hierarchy. People that want to dabble, bad people that want to dabble, they hate the hierarchy spirits of witchcraft. They hate deities like Maeve, and she actually came to me, which is the fairy goddess. She actually came to me yesterday. They hate deities like K Leech, or Oya, or Oshun, or um, 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 Hecate. They hate though, because they want to just be able to just do what they want to do, and those particular deities will bring it to them. Like, yeah, and they will teach them who's boss. So that's why I love Hecate so much. She communicates with me all the time through this dog across the street too. Every time I'm doing rituals, she'll talk to me. The dog will start barking every single time when he's outside, though. So anyway, and then there's all of a sudden this cat. there's a dog across the street, and then there's this cat that keeps coming underneath my window. And the cat is just like, wow. And I went out there to look for her because I was thinking that it was Mary. So if I hear her again tonight, if I hear that cat out there, I'm gonna go and do some investigating to see, because she usually comes around the witching hour. I'm gonna go see who that is out there. I doubt it if it's my beloved Mary, as she's been gone for a couple of months. But so yeah, yeah, yep. People that are usually doing things unethically, they don't like deities like Hecate. And I mean, you can tell when people are not doing things ethically. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know, when somebody is. Oh, yeah, I love her too. Love, love, love her so much. Yeah. So, anyway, I could sit here and talk about this for hours, but I gotta go because I'm thirsty. I've been drinking a lot of water, and I had a cheat day today. So, I gotta drink even more water. So, I'm gonna drink water. And I got to get to sleep, you guys, because I got to get up and have my supercharged power breakfast and get myself out there for my walk. So I will see y'all later. Y'all have a good one. Blessings to y'all. Okay. Bye bye. If I can press the end key. Hey, Shamika, I'm going. I'm going. You got to go back and listen. Bye. Why is my end button not working? It's not, y'all. I'm serious. It won't let me end it. Y'all must not. Y'all just like hearing my voice, don't y'all? It's like, no, Jamila, don't leave us. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay, hold on, y'all. Let me do this. Wow, like it's literally frozen. Like I am frozen in time, y'all. I can't do it, won't let me leave. It won't let me end it. It won't let me go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the YouTube algorithm is addicted to me. Wow. Yeah, I love Hecate too, but god dang it. Hold on, y'all. All right, let me see if it'll work. There we go. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all. I'll come back tomorrow or later on today. All right, y'all. Bye. Blessings.